So I've just got back from vacation in Japan, and I've kind of been struggling with why I love Japan so much and what it is about Japan that I really like. And somebody who's on the autism spectrum, obviously I love how easy it is to navigate Japan, how well the systems work there, how efficient everything is. It's always on time, works properly. And the other realizations I had while I was there was the difference in culture. And obviously I've seen this before. Japan is a collectivism culture. People put a lot more store into how their actions affect others. America is a very individualistic culture where the emphasis is on yourself and self-responsibility and also what can you create, whereas Japan is more what can we create together. And what I realized why Japan really appeals to me so much is because in Japan people try really hard, or their emphasis, their philosophy is on excellence. And making money seems to be a byproduct of that excellence. Whereas here in America, I think the culture almost forces you and certainly encourages you that making money should be the main concern and being good at what you do is a byproduct of trying to make money. And we see the way that entrepreneurship is kind of promoted here. It's all about this American dream of, which now seems to be about making as much money as you can. And that's never resonated with me. I've not really been motivated by making money. I've been motivated by making things better than I found them, including myself and systems and people and everything I encounter. And I've always found that by being good at what I do, the money will come, and that's a byproduct of that. And I think that's why I really resonate with Japan. You see people that take so much pride and honor in what it is that they do and their specialization. And myself and my wife, Sarah, went out numerous times and had wonderful meals, some of which were Michelin star restaurants. And what really came across was the pride that they took in what they're doing and the effort they put into even the tiniest details about everything being done as well as it can possibly be done. A little aside, if you want to go and eat unbelievably good food, Japan is a place to go and do that. It's incredibly cost effective compared to the same level of food here in America. And, what that leaves you is you understand that it's less transactional. People are doing this for themselves. They're doing it because they want to be as good as they could possibly be. And they want to create incredible things. And it truly feels like the income, the transaction is secondary to that. And it's more about the experience that you can create. And we had numerous meals where we were the only people in the restaurant. We were doing like these omakase chef tasting menus, and because we were jet lagged and we were going to the restaurant super early, we're booking the 5:30 and the 6 p.m. slots, we're the only ones there. And you could just see how excited the chefs were and the staff were to really make it a wonderful experience for us. And even with the language barriers, we're using translation apps and it's just so much fun. And it was a really interesting way to connect. And we're trying very hard and they're trying very hard. And they're just so excited to share with us the ingredients and what it is that we're eating. And they took so much care and time to do that. We just had these fabulous experiences with people that really want to be better at what they do. And that strongly aligns with my world view of, I think we're on this planet to be of service to each other. I'm here to be of service to people. And I want to do the best I can to help people have an incredible experience in their lives while also understanding themselves better and understanding what their purpose is, what their mission is. And I think we met so many people in Japan who very clearly understood what they were here for. I want to help people do that here. What I see is lots of people who've kind of followed the American dream of creating wealth and doing well for themselves, and then feeling very unfulfilled because it doesn't really tap into their purpose and what they're really here for, and it leaves them feeling successful yet unfulfilled. And then of course there's many of us who haven't reached that level yet and are still kind of wondering what it's all about. I work really hard, or you work really hard, and it doesn't seem to be a financial reward. Where is the emotional, spiritual and intellectual reward? I'm going to work on this channel of bringing to you what I see in the world, what I see about people who who are fulfilled and live in their purpose rather than just people who are successful. And maybe even point out some people that are successful and clearly unfulfilled and unhappy. And I want to bring together communities, how we can support each other, how we can look after each other. That's something you really notice in Japan, that collectivism. Everything is incredibly clean. Yet there's no trash cans anywhere because people take responsibility and they take their own rubbish home with them to throw it away at home. It's such an interesting concept. And how there's very little to no crime. If you go into an Apple store in Japan, the devices aren't tethered to anything because they just trust that people aren't going to take them, because why would you take them? That's kind of the philosophy there. And you see all these bikes racked up outside, yet with no chains on them. And I think that we can live a world like that here too, in the Western world, in America, in the UK, where we care more for each other. And we realize that caring more for each other, it's the rising tide rides all boats. We care more for each other. We look after each other more. We will all do better. There is enough for everybody. I really like Simon Sinek's concept of the infinite versus the finite game. And in most situations, it's an infinite game. There is enough. There's enough food, there's enough wealth, there's enough love. We really should be able to support others and be in service of others because there's also enough for us. We don't need others to fail. We don't need others to lose for us to be successful and for us to find fulfillment. So I'm going to keep talking about this on this channel, and I'd love to hear your comments on what this brings up for you. And we're going to get into some mythical figures and some cultural figures and kind of look at how they move through the world, for the good, for the bad, and we're going to explore that. So I'm looking to keeping this dialogue open and seeing what it brings up for people. Thank you.